Stay there, stay there. Yeah, so this is Micah Solosan. Hooray! Amazingly, unlike a lot of people, he actually listens to me, so that's awesome.
What? I was busy ignoring you.
I said stop and you did. It was cool.
I don't know why I did that.
Did you wanna have any closing words to kick us off? Anything you wanna say to the people?
Thanks.
Pam Doherty was great, but she already left. I'm sorry, but she was awesome.
She's trying to get back home before the Super Bowl madness crap. So.
Before like
And snow.
psychotic snow appeared again.
Yeah. Well.
Seriously, do you want to say anything? Come on. You're good. You don't have to. Finish strong, man. Finish strong.
Okay. Just want to say thank you guys for having me out here. It's been a really good experience, especially since I kind of consider myself to be an older anime fan, because a lot of my favorites are from the 90s. So.
That's right. Yeah.
Word. There you go. So yeah, it's been a really exciting experience. First 18 and up con, and I've had a lot of fun. So thank you guys very much.
Yay! And to reiterate, if you have not seen Soul Eater, then why not? And if you have, it's awesome, right? I mean, I see someone wearing the technician shirt, so it's awesome.
Yes.
You should get that.
Yes.
I was thinking of getting you the weapon shirt, but I didn't know if you already had it.
No, I have to get it.
He's got the shirt that says weapon with it's like
That
that'd
was
be.
so neat.
You gotta have it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's walk up the room. He's like, jackass.
What did you get from me?
So yeah, I want to give a big shout out to our guest, and I mean all of our guests that are not here, which is Pam. But we appreciate. I totally understand why she left.
Yeah.
And she was really cool to come out as early as she did. I mean, literally she was one of those Dallas people that braved the icy roads and the snow to get come and meet you fans here in Austin. So.
Yeah, and this was her first convention too. You guys did a great job of keeping her well. So.
Yeah.
She didn't tell me any horror stories.
There was that one guy that tried to lick her leg.
What? Are you serious or are you kidding with me?
I am kidding.
I don't know that I want to do this.
I was confused. Well, I also wasn't sure because as I was crossing through for the autograph session, she's like, "We're gonna do this a little differently. You all are all gonna come up here and write on us." And I was like, "Really?" She's like, "No, wait, I meant we're gonna write on you." And I was like, "It's better the other way around, or at least more interesting."
I have paper.
You don't have to write on me, please don't. But yeah, no. Soul Eater is pretty badass, and Summer Wars is also badass.
Yes.
Pam is in Summer Wars, and it's great. So, coming out on DVD next weekend.
They
It
is.
is.
It's been 1 weekend.
Yes.
I love that.
Dicks.
Yeah.
And actually, Anime News Network is giving one away tomorrow. Because it comes out next weekend. Win it before you can buy it. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, so now everyone's gonna go get in on that contest and make it harder for me to win. Under odds. Is there anyone in here that has not been to one of my at least 2, maybe 3 panels where we explained why this is 18 and up that is still curious why this is 18 and up? All right, we got a couple of people that were at the wrong panels. So, that is our most frequently asked question, so I want to try to answer it for people as best we can. We ran a convention, we ran Ushicon. If you've seen your badge, it says Ushicon 6. It seems like this is look how many people have never looked at their badge before. Everything, it says Ushicon 6, and a lot of you are probably like, this is the first I've ever heard of it. We ran Ushicon for 5 years, from 2002 to 2006, and a lot of our staff was getting kind of burned out at the end of that because a lot of parents like to drop off their 13-year-olds and have us babysit them, and we don't want to do that. And also, I like to think that a lot of anime fans in their 20s and older like to hang out and talk with other adults as opposed to like grade school and high school kids. So we're trying to give you an environment to do that. Meet other people that are fans of anime that are a little older and more mature. Or maybe a little older and more immature. Like Micah. But that's fine.
Worst guest. I mean.
I'm sorry. Freudian slip.
Freudian slip. Yeah.
But yeah, that is why we're 18 and up. That's, I mean, I've gone into it in more depth than the other things, but does that sufficiently answer the question? Because most of these people have heard, like, blah, 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 go on for 20 minutes about that. So, yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming out to Ushicon, braving the snowpocalypse if you came on Friday. You know, still coming out if you came out starting Saturday. You know, we love having you here regardless. We had a pretty good turnout. We were around 200 people, so yay.
What would it have been without the snowpocalypse?
I know, that's a thing. We're going to, if you've seen Keegan, he was running some of our panels. He also ran our cafe for the most part. Any thoughts on that? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's something that we've kind of worked on for a while now, and
That's kind of what we did when we weren't doing Ushicon.
yes, we got a lot of practice. So, but I mean, if you liked it, we kind of like doing it, I guess. And, I mean, the goal is to give you guys something that's, you know, some relatively cheap food that you can stay in the convention center and get something to eat and not starve yourselves and blah 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 blah. So that's, you know, and then we have tea in there from time to time and have other food and drink related activities when appropriate. And so nobody has any positive or negative things to say about the cafe? I mean, I heard some yays about it, but I mean, like...
That's good.
I think it was really cool because I know that, like, my girlfriend likes making bento, so she tries to ask conventions or, you know, hotel spaces if it's okay. And a lot of them say no because it's not their food and they don't want to be held responsible. So
That's always a problem.
the fact that, you know, you guys actually did it was really neat and really cool.
That's always been a really hard battle for us because, like you're saying, hotels always want to sell you their food. Luckily, this place doesn't really have its own food, so we were able to make some concessions where we could do it ourselves.
And there's also the danger of, like, you know, if the food is cooked well.
Right.
And stuff like that.
Well, we've been certified and we get permits and stuff like that so that we're all above board.
Things in a pot.
You want
And
yours
that's
rare?
why I am not the chef of the cafe.
I did hear a couple comments about it, that we could have had better signage for it because people had trouble finding it.
Yeah.
And some people, when they heard the word cafe, didn't think, oh, hot food.
Yeah, and it was a little more decorated last year.
It was, I'm not denying that.
You totally dropped the ball.
So, yeah, that was me, Mr. Cafe Director. No, yeah, we've got a lot of things that we'd like to do to improve the cafe moving forward, and we will try. Since this was more of the, I know a couple of you, I don't think all of you, but I know a couple of you went to Chibi Ushicon last year, and that was sort of our lead-in test run for this, and if there was anything that was at Chibi that wasn't here that you'd like to see returned, then let us know. The cafe is something that is always a work in progress, and we want to make it as good as possible. We weren't sure how it would scale up and how old experiences would work in this environment, and now that we actually have seen some of the flow that goes in and out of there and what people are looking for, and we've had some feedback, like we did a manga cafe back when, and we can put manga back in there, and we did some decorations before to make it look neater. If you want to see
Not
pictures,
like a soup kitchen is what I heard.
if you want to see pictures of some of our older cafes where we did go nuts, I mean, like posters and wall scrolls and stuff, all over the walls and stuff.
Yeah, we
it's
keep grading
really,
over time, actually.
we have. It's actually gotten worse and worse. First one was awesome, because who put it together? That's right. But yeah, I actually put it together like the three of them, so it's like, I've just gotten like lazier and lazier with it. But yeah, no, our goal is to make that look pretty snazzy. Did I cut off another comment about the cafe?
That's what I heard.
Did you have a comment about the cafe? You looked like you were trying to say something.
The things like the tea times, like afternoon tea, putting that in the program wouldn't be the worst idea.
Yes.
I thought about it way after.
It was online.
On which, it wasn't the original.
It was on the one on the web page.
On the web
I admit
page.
I did not update the spreadsheet, which is why I told you to look at the website.
I'll call my bad on that.
So yeah, we had we did a final schedule, like we did kind of a schedule lock, pseudo schedule lock, like a week and a half before the convention or something like that, and then we had a couple people volunteer to do panels in the last week and a half, and we came up with a couple of crazy ideas based on past experiences and memories and whatnot. And that's where afternoon tea came from, because we did it at Chibi-Ushi, and I kind of forced Galena to do it again at this Ushi. And but so I just like tossed those things in the schedule, so they popped up in the online schedule. But our events director like pulled the spreadsheet that we did, and so that's why I had like 3 panels where people came up to me like, "This was on the online schedule, but I don't see it here. Where is it?" I'm like, "I don't know. Where is that?" And I had to go look at the online schedule, and we figured it all out. But yeah,
I had somebody looking for the Burnination panel, but.
I know. There were several people did. We explained that actually in the
I see that.
Ushiko's project one. But
We have a surprise for you.
is it a surprise?
Well, it's a car renovation. So
Okay.
no.
Oh, it's a bad surprise. You thought it would be so funny to watch Lauren's car burn. We decided to burn yours.
Yay!
Not so funny now, is it?
No, it's not.
Oh, that's not what the YouTube videos say. Actually, we were going to show that video just for like car burn nation. We're just going to blast that one up. Like, look at Lauren running around. King was saying, it's like, you could like, while that was happening, we're like, "Hey, where's Lauren?" And you could see her standing over with the cops in front of her car. And then like a week later, she's like, "Oh damn, my car is destroyed. What am I gonna do?"
How do I get to work? What?
So anyway, yes, that started as a discussion at cafe and turned into what the hell. Yeah, well, so Brandy was our guest director. That's probably extensive. We already introduced Micah. We had Pam. Any other thoughts on guests and how that operated? Not like I hate Micah, although it's true. No, I mean, did everybody? I got that vibe all weekend.
That's a long list.
So yeah, I mean, did anybody have any comments, thoughts, opinions, positive or negative on our guest programming?
Anything any kind of guest programming that you did not see that you would like to see next year?
I'm so worried about like starting a chant that would be bad. It's like, no, we don't want this like strip show.
No.
Yeah, not going to happen. Yes, sir, with the glove. No glove, no love.
No, right? Well, yeah, there was kind of recently they actually had a panel on tips for voice acting. Like they no kidding will put like a muted scene up and let the people actually dub their voice into it.
Oh, so like practice it and stuff?
That was brought up at our Ushiko's project meeting, and that is something we will look into. We do need people that are capable of the technical aspects of that in order to make that work. So, but we'd be happy to do it. I have no issues with it. I am not a sound engineer, so there's only so much I can do there with
That's why
that.
you're the con chair.
That is,
You have other
indeed.
sound engineers.
I hope I do, but I don't know who they are. They didn't volunteer to run a panel, so.
Microphones, that's it.
Oh, I don't know where it went.
So, it's a good idea, but yeah,
Yeah.
that is what it is.
Definitely look into that.
Were you about to say something? Huh? Anybody else? No? Okay, so we're good on guests. Hooray!
Anyone that you would like to see next year? No, we're not good.
We're not gonna start that yet. No, you go online.
All right,
You go to the forum.
Go to the forum. Let me know who you'd like to have next year. I'll put up the forum post when I remember to. So yeah, let me know who you want to see
They got contact next year.
and see what we can do.
We're working on it. So, so finally up here, I have our events director, Jimmy. Jimmy! So, before we really get into events, I just want to note at the outset, we did obviously have several things on our schedule that got canceled. We had several panelists planned to come in from Dallas, all of whom were like, the ice and snow, and we're like, hey, Pam is driving here. What the hell, man? So we definitely lost some panels to weather. I'm not the kind of person that's like, oh, didn't feel like it, but I'm gonna blame it on the weather. No, we honestly lost some people to weather. So, sorry about it. We also lost attendees to weather, so that is what it is. But yeah, did you want to make any general statements about panels before we open the floor?
The one thing we tried to do that we sort of announced in the opening ceremonies, I think, was since we had a large block of open space in the small panel room, we had invited people at that time to, if they wanted to run their own panels, just sign up to do that. We had 1 or 2 people take us up on filling gaps in the schedule. But is that the kind of thing that you guys are interested in doing more of, bringing your own impromptu panels, just if there's open space, or what?
I see a couple of head nods.
I
Cancel?
would agree with that. I think it's a good idea.
Alright, then let the rest of it commence.
Okay, so do we have any thoughts on panels, programming, scheduling, anything like that? Come on, there's gotta be at least something in there. Yeah?
So, I missed both Friday and Saturday, so I don't even know if this went on, but.
I appreciate you coming out for Sunday.
Hey, gotta support, you know?
Yeah.
Gotta represent.
You are one of the reasons that we may or may not continue. I mean, the fact that you actually come out and support the con like that, we really do appreciate it. I'm not kidding at all.
Cool.
So,
like a show-off for 'em, like, you know, everyone collects, I'm sure everyone's a collector of some sort, some people have prized possessions that they wanna show off and whatnot.
that is an interesting idea.
Show and tell.
Yeah, we had a.
Be the teacher.
I will. I'll come up here. Yeah, I mean, we could definitely look into something like that. We had. I know it's a little different from what you're saying, so I mean, don't be like, but I don't want to give away my stuff. We had a swap meet on Friday and Saturday where you could bring in stuff like that you're willing to trade and whatnot. And if you did
want
just
to bring in the good stuff.
also if you do just want to be a jerk, you can look at it kind of like the eBay reserve price thing where you bring in like your highly expensive item and you're like, look what I have. And if somebody like doesn't come to you and say, I'll give you $1 million, then you say, I don't want to trade it for that, but isn't it cool? Don't you like it? Yeah. And then afterwards, everybody's like, yes, an ass. Yes.
Would there be any weapons vendors next year?
I don't know. We have not. Okay, we did not have weapons vendors this year, not because we disallowed them so much as we didn't have any that like tried to get in before we were full. I don't. So I'm gonna have to say I don't know. The dealer space is always an element of who wants the space and an element of when they get in and stuff like that. So yeah, I can't definitely. I will tell you there are certain vendors that we will have just because they're partly friends of the con. Rick and Rick are awesome. We love them, and are one of the Rick and Rick people here. Kyoto Kitchen, they're also really cool. They do the snacks. We like them. They've been with us for like most of our stuff recently. So that you know, and pretty much we usually give dibs to people that have been here before because they've seen it and they know what we're about and everything, and it's kind of unfair to just be like, yeah, we don't like you, so don't come. But there will be more vendors next year, assuming the weather, because we had some other vendors, none of them were weapons vendors, but we had some other vendors that didn't make it because of that's why you had tables against the wall. So the short answer is I don't know. That's, you know. No other comments on programming or pseudo dealer's room?
Were there any events you wanted to see but couldn't because it was up against something else you really wanted to see? Was everything cool on Friday and you showed up on Saturday?
How was scheduling for you? Were the schedules as they were posted okay? Was there a whole 4-hour block where you were just like, all these things suck and I don't want to listen to them? What the hell?
As someone that, oh, go ahead.
I might point out that the swap meet on Friday wasn't maybe the best idea because of the people who would be coming straight from work and wouldn't have been able to wouldn't have known to pack stuff before they left for work.
The swap meet on Friday was intentionally, like I said, on Saturday because we had people come for the swap meet on Sunday at Ushicon and they were like, wow, I didn't even know this was going to be here. That is why we told people at the swap meet on Friday, there will be another one on Saturday.
Unfortunately, I didn't go to the swap meet on Friday because I didn't have anything. And then
I'll tell you, nothing got swapped. Nothing got swapped on Friday.
Right, but the swap meet on Saturday was way down in the corner of the schedule at the last thing, and I was looking down the main stuff, and it was way off in the corner of the et cetera stuff.
Right.
So I didn't know about Saturday for that reason.
The problem, so the problem we run into with swap meet is it's really hard to schedule because everybody thinks of it as, I want all the fans there so we can all trade all of our stuff. Number one, a bunch of fans don't go, but I mean, ignoring that, the prime time to have any event at the convention at all is 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday, which means all of the most popular events get that slot. That's just how it works. Anytime beyond that, and there are going to be people that are like, I can't make that, and then we have a
Actually,
discussion
the
about.
real problem with the swap meet on Friday was it made me think that was the swap meet, and I didn't even look far enough to see that it was way down on the far bottom corner of the Saturday page. I thought, well, that's the swap meet. Oh well, I missed it.
It's quite.
Yeah.
I want to say
Maybe
that.
if you said swap meet 1 and swap meet 2.
That's actually valid, and
Yeah.
I mean I don't want to be flippant. Like I'm not listening to your complaint, but it's like that's why you read the whole schedule.
Well, I didn't try to, but you know, there's the little section.
Yeah. Now we laugh about signs because we're like we have signs and nobody reads them. So Ballorn, you.
Signs should
Yeah, I would
be
just say that as someone that at most other cons ends up rushing from panel to panel to panel to panel, I like that there were empty spaces. having some empty spaces.
I guess that's a compliment.
Well, no, it's actually good, and also.
Yeah, that was actually a complaint last year. So there's no time to stop.
Yeah, and actually also, I don't like, or I like that there wasn't. You know, and the one hand is because this is small and you can't choose a lot of this, but other cons they have all the spaces blocked all the time, so they have to rush people out at the end of one to get going on the next one, and where there's gaps, stuff can run long, and it's not a horrible disaster. Yeah.
That's a good point. We will keep that.
It's always good, and anything that might run a little long, put the gap there. That's wonderful.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I noticed the same thing. I was in probably 4 or 5 panels out of 8 that I went to that ran long, but every single time there was no issue because there was nothing in that room right after. And I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it worked out really well that they could go 20 minutes longer.
That was, I don't want to say unintentional, but that was also in some cases a result of just how things happen. Like we intentionally did put an hour break before like cosplay, so that anybody who wanted to eat could go eat and come back. Yeah. And I know that the Funimation panel was at 5 and got replaced by the robot retrospective. And I mean, if we needed that time, we'd have cut them off at an hour. But since we didn't, we're like, that's the thing is the things that were like right at those slots were just like, hey, like the costuming panel, same way. Those are both at 5 o'clock and scheduled to end at 6, but there was nothing at 6, so we're just like, we're not gonna tell them to stop. If they keep going and people are interested, sure, yeah.
Yeah, the Saturday
Keep
6
listening.
o'clock gap was intentional. But absolutely nothing at 6 o'clock anywhere on Saturday was to encourage people to go have food.
Yeah, I'm just saying it wasn't. I'm just saying that particular gap was not intentional for these panels are gonna go long.
Oh yeah.
It was intentional for take a break.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Yeah.
How soon on the website will you be able to volunteer for like your own little panels?
For your own panels?
Yes.
I mean, you can go tomorrow and like tell us a panel you want to do. Now, we're not going to schedule stuff for a while, but yeah. I mean, if you want to say I'll run this, we'll probably be like that's great. We may like set it aside and then in theory later in the year, like maybe end of summer, early fall, we'll try to contact you. I'd say if you don't want to like worry about getting lost in the shuffle, then check back in like the fall, early fall, and say, hey, I'm interested in running a panel, blah blah blah. It's not going to be a question of scheduling. It's going to be just more a question of where we're paying attention. You can tell me today, and I'll be glad to hear about it. But the two sides of that are on my end. There is the possibility that it's like, and then we totally forget about you unless you get back to us. And on your end, there's the possibility, from my perspective, there's the possibility of, you know what, I lost interest in the years since I suggested this. So yeah, if you contact me in like early fall, we can definitely talk about it. But I'll be glad to, if you just want to get on the forum and like put stuff up there, other people may like your idea too and be like, yeah, I just totally have that panel, blah, 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 so. Yes, anyone that wants to go on our BBS, we love getting if our daily feedback sessions aren't an indication, we love hearing from our people and knowing what you think. So yeah, moving out of pseudo-targeted feedback, does anyone just have generic thoughts, comments, feedback about the convention? Come on, there's something. Yes, sir.
The space is awesome. I like it a lot.
You like the conference center? Good. Yeah, we do too. Chibi Ushicon, for all the people that did not go, was in a much more confined space, and the biggest feedback we got was, you need more function space. And so we obliged, and I told you people we would look into that, and we did. So yeah, this is our conference center for this year, and assuming everything goes well and we do it again, we'll probably be here next year also.
Our video head isn't here, but was there a commentary on the video rooms? I liked you didn't like, old school, never want to see again.
Yeah. They're much nicer.
I didn't sit in, but I walked past like every day and looked what they were showing, and I was like, and then walked up. I was like,
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'd watch that if I hadn't already watched that.
If I didn't know what it was all about, I would totally sit in on this.
Yeah, it's actually showing video one.
Oh, I was just saying, if anybody wants to comment on the fact that we have to close down around midnight, is that a problem for you guys, or is that a plus? You didn't like that?
I wish there was a way to set up viewing, because like while all the panels are going on, I'm not going to go watch
We
it.
did have some video rooms put in hotel rooms. They were a little bit, kind of like last year, crammed, but we did keep the video running for people that wanted to do that.
There's our video head right there. Our Gundamathon, which was one episode of every Gundam series, was last night in hotel room 332, and
it was too, right?
they showed Furikuri in 334 at like 3 in the morning or something. I mean, no. I tried to tell people that basically once we hit midnight, video rooms here closed, or maybe a little earlier, and 2 of the video rooms moved to the hotels. So if you wanted to watch videos, you could go by 332 or 334, and you could sit in there and watch videos. And last night, you could also go next door to that and play Rock Band, if that's how you roll.
Real quick, who did not know about that?
I kind of knew it existed, but there should have been
I
better
knew about it
signage.
because I was in room 330 and I was wondering why it was so loud.
Because we love you, Lauren.
So I was like, man, they're loud.
They were also wondering what was so loud. But yeah, so about half to 2/3 maybe. So we gotta do a little bit better job of informing on that thing. You got thoughts to share on
We're
video?
signs that you can read.
I'm sorry. I mean, we had to show Soul Eater. Oh God.
Can't catch a break.
Can I leave early?
He's like, you fuckers invited me.
That's your budget.
The one thing we tried to do this year that was a little bit different was we tried to do the theme blocks with directors. I'm not sure that was necessarily as great a success as we had hoped. And so I think next year we'll probably trim that back down to be fewer, but maybe kind of more panel-y integrated as to what goes. I think Clay Threadgill, who's my video lieutenant, who's probably at least as much work as I have, if not more, noted that we might be doing kind of the 6 degrees of separation thing where we show, like, one of the shows that got showed, I think, like 4 or 5 times a week, it was a fairly obscure OVA called Armor Hunter Mellow Link. Anybody heard of it? Yeah, I mean, but it had, amazingly, like, a lot of guys who went on to be, like, really big later in their careers worked on it early on. And so it's interesting to see, like, a lot of the stuff that they did early. And so we're also, I think, going to try to, much like the Anime Classics panel, if you attended that on Friday, we kind of went into some, this is what influenced, we're going to try to do a little bit more next year, I think, of like, all right, well, this is kind of the evolution of the Giant Robot series. You know, like, this is like the influential stuff that you've seen, and kind of a couple where this is the sort of way that, like, all right, now that we have harem shows, this is why they came to be, and sort of in this fashion. We showed this morning Saint Seiya. I don't know if anybody has seen that. Hugely popular in Latin America, not so much here. Yeah, but it's really the first tournament, like the first shonen tournament, like anime, like ever. I mean, it starts out with the guy in a tournament, and he just keeps fighting in tournaments for like 60 episodes. So if you've ever like watched Flame of Recca and wondered why the hell it just kind of devolved to that, or Yu Yu Hakusho especially, like that was the genesis of it. So, you know, we're gonna try, I think, to give it a little bit more of an educational bent next year. I'm sorry we're kind of disorganized this year. That is my fault.
All of it, even if it has nothing to do with video. Yes, Lisa.
I was just gonna say, from having to show the videos from 12 to 8, that when everybody disappears at 4, it's really difficult to stay motivated to show them before 8, as well as even having the projector, which gave us a bigger thing to show, because we were showing it like in theory with the room set up to look that way, and we were showing it here. There really wasn't space. So I mean, even though we only had like 3 people in there for most of the nights, we really couldn't necessarily accommodate more. We kind of couldn't.
Okay, that was.
Right, I know, it was because of TVs and all
Yeah,
that.
well, so almost every TV in this building has like RCA inputs, except for the 2 in the 2 video rooms, which have like coax only. And so I went to both Fry's and Radio Shack after we found that out, and neither of them sells like a coax adapter anymore, because like no one freaking uses it. So yeah, that was not something we would normally have done, but that was kind of the TVs that apparently everyone else who stayed here had, which have worked a little bit better.
Honestly, I think both the rooms you had for video also were doubles, right? Yeah, actually, I originally planned to put you in Kings, and yeah, our rooming kind of got all jacked up as I was using Crash and moving people around. So in the future, we'd probably put you in Kings where you have a couch and you have more space. I think that was, yeah, there was some mix-up there that can be adjusted in the future, and it's good to get that. And the fact that you did stay motivated until 8 in the morning is why we love you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I love the names of the theme blocks.
They are awesome. Yeah, he came up with those, so that's great. Seriously though, I mean, somebody's got to have some kind of, I don't really want to like find out that all they are like, no, I got nothing to say. And then you all go online and like, dude, that sucked balls. Why did I go? I hate everybody. I mean, seriously, you gotta have something. I mean, either lie to me and tell me it was all awesome and you love everything, or tell me what you didn't like or what.
It was all awesome. And
I did too. Yes, sir.
Okay, I like the idea behind Gundammit.
Gundamathon.
Yeah.
Gundamaron.
Gundamaron.
Starting with the entire first Gundam movie is...
Okay,
There are little quirks we can work out, but...
Yeah, I don't know, that was... It worked better in my head than it did in practice.
In my imagination, it was awesome. Yes, sir. Unless you also thought Gundamaron sucked, but I mean, you know.
No, I like the 4-panel thing we did.
4-Coma Challenge. That is an Ushicon original, and it was, yeah. It was interesting. In theory, we have all of those, and we will probably post them online.
Yes, please do.
Unless I find out they're too disturbing for the traditional media. Yes, sir.
Hey, you know what? I was actually curious of what that website was that y'all said y'all got those blank apples stars again.
I'll have to look. It's the company that makes apples to apples. If you look
Apple Box Publishing.
Apple Box Publishing.
Out of the box.
So if you go out of the box, out of the box. If you go to their website, you can find like if you look under like their apples to apples, they'll have like this version of apples to apples, this version of apples, and then they will have like inkjet blank cards that you can buy, and you can shove them through your printer, and then you just kind of tear them out. And that's what those are. So if anyone enjoyed playing anime apples to apples, yeah, that's the secret.
You gonna add more cards?
Yes, sir.
About the video rooms. I mean, some of the videos I knew of, but there are some I was just the name wasn't enough of a description. I guess of some of the videos.
That's okay. So that is something that we would love to do. Short answer: there's many things that go into there, but the short answer is because we, with everything going on and where we came from with Chibiushi, we weren't really sure of the cost of printing a whole program book. And if you don't have a full program book, trying to get descriptions of every series that you're showing in the video room is difficult at best. We could possibly do like a PDF or something, but that's also a lot of
Or
work.
maybe like a small description, like genre, like this is a mega sci-fi or fantasy.
Yeah,
one or two.
Yeah, we could certainly do that. Also, because in part due to the snow, we had some staff cancellations, like having people there to like be able to show it or describe it was a little bit put off. But yeah, I think I will try to categorize the schedule sort of on genre a little bit more for next year.
That was another thing we learned from back when about like the guests. Like we have guest panels and we just say voice actor Q&A, but we didn't put who's in it. And then people are like, I really wanted to see Micah, and I didn't even know he was in that panel. And we're like, dumbass. But you know, I mean, it's like, but no. So that's why if you look on our schedule, we have like we tried to put like notable, like if you've heard of this person, like Amelie for her art panel, and the dealers that did the costumes for their costuming panel, you know, we put them on there for stuff that you might care. Yes?
I could be wrong, but I don't think the video rooms were numbered.
Yeah, no, they were, that's one thing I think.
Yeah. I'll see there's this in this room, but it's like, but there's no video room number, so I'll like peek in the room and I'll have no idea what I'm looking at.
That's to encourage you to browse.
That's not a bug, it's a feature.
No, true story. I was in a bookstore a few years ago that literally refused to categorize in any way, shape, or form. And it was a used bookstore, and the reason was they wanted you to browse titles. They didn't want you to like go to a specific section. And that is how I ended up owning Vanna Speaks, the author of her autobiography of Vanna White.
What does that have to do with anything? Me and the Squirrel are friends.
Jason Ford decision making.
Hooray! And this is why we say everything is Jason's fault. Seriously though, any other thoughts on the age appropriateness level, the registration, the informative nature, the asshole that is in all of the panels for some reason? I mean, what? Did you like the beginning animation panel that preceded this? Please say yes.
Yes.
'Cause it was awesome, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It needs to be 2 hours.
Feel better? Do you feel validated now? Is Katie not the most awesome staffer we have? Anyone that's not me? You know, you can all just like say out loud. This isn't a big room. So yeah, anybody have any thoughts on our promotional efforts? Like how good or bad we were about letting you know the convention was here? Because I'm sure there should be some comments here. Hello? No, I mean just in general, like there is a convention in Round Rock on the weekend of the 4th through the 6th.
I didn't really see a lot of that.
Okay.
I saw the stuff you put down at the San Japan's table and stuff, but
can you give me any ideas of where you look that you did not? Because that's what I'm saying. Where should we go to fix that?
I don't know.
I'm just trying to make I'm trying to just answer your question. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool.
The WizCon that just came by.
Yeah.
WizCon. Oh yeah, I got bitched at about that because I didn't go to the WizCon or put out flyers.
Didn't they go broke like 2 weeks after that, the magazine?
Yeah, but we still could have been there, man. Shut up. Yeah, Sonic and Tails.
What I really like is that how you went to local places in the area where you would think that we would hang out. Because I saw things as early as in October, a little laminated thing that says Ushicon. So that's how I knew that I wanted to come here, as early as last year.
You're awesome, dude. You rule. Good. Yeah.
You put flyers in Hot Topic, coffee shops.
Hot Topic?
Leave now.
We did Ushicon, and we discovered that a lot of people discovered Ushicon through Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Because of the flyers.
Yeah, let me explain something. I am not speaking for the con here.
He's not. I'm telling you right now, he's not. Even when he says, I'm the head of video, let me talk to you about it, he's not speaking for the con.
But those people, I don't want here.
You don't, but... I can make a joke, but I'm not gonna. No,
we love their money, as long as they would stay away.
No, don't. Okay, shut up. Go back to tear down. Okay, I want to disavow everything he just said. I'll look into that. I honestly am not. I'll admit I am not personally familiar with the process for. If you are, then I'd love to hear it. But I'm not personally familiar with all the process for getting stuff in. I mean, coffee shops. There's like a billion of them. I'd like. Yeah, let's put a coffee shop. I mean, there's like a ton of them. So where do you? I don't really know how to limit that there. And as for Hot Topic, it's a national chain, and I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure if they have any requirements for that or not. I admit I didn't ask because I don't shop at Hot Topic. It just kind of looks creepy. But I mean, for me to go in there, and they look at me like, yeah, where's your daughter or whatever, you know? Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's the kind of thing that we want everybody that is interested in an anime fan to come out, and so we do want to get out there. And I mean, I realized that he was joking, and there's a thing that he was like saying that is a gag, and there's an element of truth to it in the sense that we appreciate your money so that we can make budget, blah 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 blah. But we're a not-for-profit that we use the money to make the con better, and so I don't want. The reason I say this is because I personally, I do take a small measure of personal offense when people are like, I pay you to like entertain me. It's like, no, I don't get paid. I mean, I run this event because I'm an anime fan, and I want anime fans to have a good time. And so the money goes toward making the con work, and there are things that are important for that, but it's not like, you're all dollar signs to me kind of thing. So that's important. And I know that's not what he was saying. He's making a joke that I totally understand, so don't look at it like, oh, I fucked up, and now I'm gonna now they all hate me, blah blah blah. No, he's
We all hate you.
I'm referring to me now, and so yeah. Because you're not gonna like talk to these people tomorrow like, we're okay, right? I mean, you're not like. You have something to say, Lisa?
Well, I was just gonna say.
Yeah, you hate Chase too. Yeah, no.
When your wife gets back, we'll both have a conversation too. But there's some validity though to going to some other places because the only reason I knew about it, even though I'm a huge anime fan, is because Chase is the husband of my best friend, and I do go to Hot Topic to get clearance random crap that I may use for a costume or something. I do use a lot of random sites like Austin, Texas on Facebook or 512, things like that, and like I never saw it come up.
I'm gonna tell you that when we started this, anime had just started to for lack of a better word, break into the mainstream. And so honestly, the initial place to advertise is all the geek places like the gaming and comic stores. That's where I learned to advertise, so that's where we advertise. If you know other places that anime fans go to that are not me, then yes, please let me know. And I got you. But I mean that is our big issue, is that we did have it several times where we're like, where do we put these flyers? But there are a little more complications when you're going into, because you're going to a store and you're like, I want to advertise my stuff. Can I put these flyers in the store? And Ushicon might have done it. They may have arranged a deal. They may have just dropped them. I honestly don't know. It's like because I don't want to be like, I'm going to put these flyers in here and people will see about my con, and 5 minutes after I walk out the store, they're like, no, and they throw it away, because then it's just throwing money in the trash. So I mean, it's a valid point, and I'm not trying to be like, no, but it's something that if you give us suggestions, anytime anyone has messaged the convention to say, hey, I'd like to help advertise, or hey, you should advertise more, my honest first question is, where do you think we should, or how do you think we should do that? I'm open to suggestions. It is something that is a lot more effort than it sounds on the first glance. So I got somebody over here first, but you're next. I'd get to you, but you actually asked a few questions, and that's not a problem. But it's there are people that haven't talked that I really do want to hear from.
There was a screening recently for the Evangelion movies. Advertising there, I think would have been a good idea.
Yes. So I went to Summer Wars, and again, so this is the problem.
Which we did not show at this con, no matter what liars may say.
I'm sure. Okay. So for anybody who's actually watched me at this con, I'm sure this will be no freaking way, you're a liar. But honestly, I don't like to just get in front of completely random people that I don't know what their interest is and be like, hey, yo, come check out our convention, right? And that's essentially what happened at Summer Wars, because I went to Summer Wars because I did want to see it, but I also thought all these people at Summer Wars will be anime fans, so we can go tell them, hey, yeah, come check out Ushicon, and then I walk into a movie theater and I'm like, and I'm gonna get to the front of this room and I'm gonna be like, hey, everybody, and before I get 3 words out, I'll be like, sit down and shut up. So that didn't happen. Yeah. Even before you said any words, you're just walking down the aisle like, sit down and shut up. So yeah, I totally wanted to do that. I actually didn't go to the Ava movie, but I thought about it. So that makes me feel better about it. But no, that's essentially like the holdup I had for the. I was thinking about handing out flyers there too, but it's like, ooh, I mean, yeah, it's kind of like when we're in Japan and people are handing out things and you're like, I don't want your crap. So yeah, that's why that happened. That's a good idea.
At Alamo, they have that stuff, the screen before the movie starts. You could just have like a little flash.
Gotta find how much that costs.
Great.
We'll talk about that.
Okay. All right. You know something.
Sounds so chic.
Yes, sir.
You can always advertise through Facebook. Everyone has Facebook pages.
Yeah, we do.
We have a Facebook event and we have a Facebook page, 2 separate items, and we had at the beginning I was like, what the hell? But by the end, right before the con, we were up around 170, 200 people on our Facebook. So
We have a Twitter too, also.
yeah, we have
You also
have a
advertise
Twitter.
where they sell anime too. I know that like Barnes and Noble sells anime. Hawaii, Hastings, any place that has, especially Hastings.
Barnes and Noble and Hastings. Well, yeah, we have Hastings in town. Barnes and Noble and Borders are 2 great examples of places that sell manga and everything. But the 2 things again, kind of like Hot Topic. The 2 things about those to me are they're a national chain that may or may not be as accommodating, and number 2, where do you put it? I mean, that was my thought. It's like you walk in there and it's like, I'm here to shop. I'm not here to pick up random flyers off of a table. So that's I don't know. I mean, if there's a place in those places, is it? I mean, I know there's a board, like a pegboard in the back.
Hastings has a local events board. You could put a.
Okay, we'll talk to them and see. I guess. Where is the Hastings? Oh yeah, okay. There's one around. Okay, because I live in Austin and they're up here talking to me like. Okay, yeah. So everybody's like, "Where's the fucking Hastings?" I mean, Hastings is great, but. One of you?
Me.
Sure.
This is my first con, and I wouldn't have known it if it weren't for her. So,
so that's a point for Hot Topic.
I was thinking maybe like Austin Community College or UT or like animation schools and stuff like that.
We did go to the UT Anime Club and make announcements there. I don't know the ACC Anime Club or where. I mean, I'm not just gonna like throw random flyers in the middle of the halls of ACC. Yeah, there's like 6 campuses.
In my opinion, Northridge would be the best place to hand out flyers or such.
For Round Rock? Yeah, it's better.
Northridge is.
No, it's awesome, but it's close. It's up Palmer.
Yeah. Well, I know where
I'm not an idiot.
But guys, the best promo there is all of you.
Yeah.
Go tell somebody.
Bring a friend.
Get tattoos and say like Ushicon across your forehead.
You, 4 o'clock. You, 4:15.
Yeah.
Bring a friend. But yeah, no, seriously, tell all your friends if you enjoyed it. If you hated it, then shut up. You know. No, I mean, that's really, like, that's, at the end of Chibi, I looked at everybody and was like, what did you think? And everybody's like, yeah, I loved it, blah, blah, blah. And so it's like, okay, would you come again? Yeah, we don't come again. And I've seen a bunch of you, so I appreciate you coming again. But, yeah, if you tell your friends that are anime fans, that really is the best way, you know? I mean, people see flyers for those shows like Soul Eater, but they're like, what the fuck? But if you look at them and say, Soul Eater is awesome, then they buy it, so, or at least download and watch it, you know, whatever, you know.
Yeah!
Hey!
About that.
Oh, but those are all the sub fans, so screw them. Yeah.
Actually, when at A-Con, they had flyers for Ushicon.
Yes, no, we tried to get as many cons as we could. I know we had a table at Fest, we were putting out flyers at San Japan, we had flyers at Iki, we had flyers at Ushicon. We tried to hit most of
Dallas really paid off.
all those Dallas people that know about Ushicon.
Did you do all the Houston ones?
We did not. There's stories there, but yeah, people punked out on their people that are not in this room anymore. Punked out on their responsibilities with Ushicon.
Have you considered DeviantArt?
Like a convention DeviantArt?
No, like on DeviantArt.com, if you have DeviantArt, you can post.
So the thing with that, I mean, some of our artists like put stuff on DeviantArt. If you're talking about having an ad on DeviantArt, that's not cheap. I mean, getting online ads is not. It's not like ridiculously expensive, but it's also not like cheap either. So.
Right. Or if nothing else, just like making a journal entry. Say, hey, we got Ushicon 2012.
Yeah.
I think there were people that did that.
I mean, if you want to go that way, hey, have you tried getting an ad on Adult Swim? Yeah, I mean, it's like, love to do that, but, yeah.
So apparently on DeviantArt now you have like fan pages, right? Or something like that?
Yeah,
So you create a Ushicon fan page on DeviantArt. And
There's actually some fan art out there for us, so.
Exactly, so.
There you go.
That might be just
Okay.
They could probably make a group and everyone can post it.
So, could have something on DeviantArt. Yeah.
File that away.
Alright.
I will do it.
Your suggestion has been noted. Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone that I've not heard from? Not that anyone that I have heard from is raising their hand anyway, but.
Did anyone have anything for James, who was in charge of the gaming room?
I don't know.
Jamie?
Seriously, is there anything that, so I was running the game room, I don't know, I know some of you have seen in there a few times. We were really trying to do like a showcase of all sorts of different kinds of systems, different kinds of games. I know we kind of veered a lot into fighting game territory. That's my fault, I like fighting games a lot. But I wanted to try to give, people a chance to play like the Neo Geo, Eric brought out his Neo Geo, we had the Nintendo and the Saturn and stuff. I am open to suggestions. I didn't want to run, let me go first bring up something because I know this comes up a lot. I didn't want to run like Brawl and Halo and stuff. I don't want to sound like an anime elitist or anything.
Because I hate them. That was a shock to everybody.
Honestly, I love Halo and Brawl, but I feel that we always get a chance to play Halo and Brawl, get together and do that on our Xboxes and stuff. How often do you get to get all together and play Power Stone 2 on the Dreamcast? Yes, we did actually last night. Or Typing of the Dead. I mean, most people.
That was great.
So we really wanted to do that.
Well, they were playing that too.
But I'm honestly, I'm open to suggestions if anyone's got something that they'd like to see.
Mortal Kombat and Killer Instinct.
Mortal Kombat and Killer Instinct.
Wow.
Okay.
Old school.
Yeah.
I guess if you have like a list for requests that you can, like old school requests that you can bring in, like some kind of build that we can whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
Like on the website, like a request list.
The bulletin board forum is a great place for a request list.
I did want to say this
about one actually.
I did actually request, and I understand, of course, if you're new to the con and everything, you didn't see that and everything. But on the BVS, honestly, I always ask for games and stuff. I'm always asking that stuff, and I mean any sort of game. We've got literally between me and my friends, we've got every system you could probably name. So.
If you ever bring a Super Nintendo or Genesis, bring Ninja Turtles Tournament Edition.
Ninja Turtles Tournament Edition. And I think someone else had asked that too. We did make a note of that. We are going to bring that next time. That definitely, we can accomplish that. Yes?
Light gun games.
Light gun. Okay, so we had one gun con and we weren't able to get another gun con in time. We wanted to get some Dreamcast guns and it just didn't.
I have a gun con. I actually do have a gun con. For the original PlayStation.
I hope the camera can pick up my eyes glaring at you right now.
You never asked me.
Yeah.
Because I hate video game staff. Every single one of
It's okay, I hate con chairs. So, sticking their fingers and everything. Yes, sorry.
So no, I had a gun con too, and two Dreamcast light guns.
Okay, that's one of those things. Unfortunately, it didn't come through. We want to try to change that because light gun games are a lot of fun and it's a good non-competitive game, except unless you're like me and you're being competitive anyways.
All right, so yeah, so
is
so
there?
that,
Oh, sorry.
is there what?
Because I think I saw some people. Was there anyone else?
Oh, DDR.
Okay.
DDR, definitely.
Yeah.
DDR. Okay. let me really quickly put into that. So DDR is the same reason we didn't have Rock Band, Brawl, or Halo, because I think unfortunately that would just consume entirely too much of the time and space. I don't want to sound the space. That's really what it comes down to.
It's also a lot of noise.
It's a lot of noise, and it just I wanted to try to avoid games that would be just become the focus upon. And there's still plenty of outlets to play DDR. Pinball's Arcade's got it and everything else. Not just saying because they gave us flyers, but they do have a DDR machine and everything. I guess I'll end up. You got anything else? The forum? I'm always on the forum, literally.
Oh yeah, James actually does also. James, Katie, and me check our forums every day, every single day. So even while at work. That's pretty much, unless somebody has something that they've been holding in so long that they've just been waiting to let it burst out, and I'm not seeing anything. So, is this important?
Well,
no. What is it?
I was wondering, you have Facebook, I was wondering if you have MySpace.
Don't use this MySpace anymore. No, we don't have a MySpace.
I veto doing
Well, I still have friends that only use MySpace. So.
Geeks. No. No, we don't have a MySpace right now. You can have like 50 things and you're just gonna cover everything. But I don't know. We could look into it. You gotta find something to maintain all this crap, and that thing's like, there's no updates on your MySpace page, blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, because we don't care. We want to thank everybody for coming out. Anybody have any, at least, or I guess collectively, does everybody have any like, was it good, was it bad? Thumbs up. I hate it. And what? Okay, or we're all tired. Would you come again?
Yes.
Okay, all right, that's the important question.
Are you gonna bring your friends?
Yeah, maybe. All right, well, again, thank you very much, and hopefully we'll see you next year.